welcome to episode 10 of Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela. We're calling this one Mystic Michaela's Halloween Special.
The Halloween Special.
I can't even say it with a straight face.
Me neither. It's kind of like Charlie Brown's The Great Pumpkin.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
This will be better. No, nothing beats The Great Pumpkin.
The Great Pumpkin, no. So how did this come about? My dad...
Yes, this is your dad's idea.
And it just randomly was like, it'd be cool, my dad's green, if you did a podcast episode from a haunted house. And I was like, that is so eye roll cheesy. And then like we just kind of sat with it and then we were like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean.
So what'd you do, Scott? You picked it up from there.
Once he said it, I said, you know what? That is the best idea that you've ever had.
Like, I think that it could have been that he's ever had.
Yeah. I mean, other than the time we went to Paula's Donuts. Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, New York.
Anyway, so what I did, I just kind of Googled most haunted places in Florida. Mm-hmm. And I came up with this place. It was in a search. It was called the Riddle House. Mm-hmm. And it's located in, I think it's West Palm Beach, in the South Florida Fairgrounds. And I reached out to them. And I said, hey, would you guys be willing to give us a private tour and let us tape our podcast from there?
And they said?
And they were all for it.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're going to go.
Right.
I don't know what much to expect because I like to go in kind of fresh. I don't like to really know too much. It's funny because like it's in this place called Yesteryear Village. So it's like they take all these old houses at the fairgrounds. So I've been there with the kids. Like we've been there with the kids.
Yeah, we've been there.
Because they have an event every year called Spookyville. And it's like you do trick-or-treating there. Yeah. And it's just cute. And so we've been there with the kids. So I know what house it is. It's like a big yellow house. And it always gives me kind of like a vibe. But so this is pretty cool. I didn't know it was such a big deal in the circuit.
This house is seriously haunted.
I guess it's a big deal in the haunted house circuit.
It's huge.
I mean, it was on national
Travel
TV.
Channel.
Yeah, the Travel Channel and stuff. So it's pretty cool that we're going. I'm a little anxious.
Yeah, I'm actually getting nervous already.
I'm anxious. Like I feel stressed.
Me too.
But who are we going with?
All right, so we're going to take our producer, Jemmy.
Yes, our producer, Jemmy, is coming.
And then we're going to take Jenny, our assistant. Mm-hmm. And my reasoning for taking her, now don't tell her. Okay. Hopefully she doesn't listen to this.
She doesn't listen.
If there's ghosts.
She does listen, actually.
She
listens.
Maybe
she always listens.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. If there's ghosts, they'll be more attracted to her than me. Yeah. And Going to be okay.
She's indigo, so
right.
Yeah.
Ghosts like indigos.
Yeah. But Jemmy's like blue with some green, so like they just bounce off that green.
Yeah, because she's going to be producing things.
Yeah.
So they're not going to bother with her. But you and Jenny, you're going to have problems.
Yeah.
I'm the red guy. They're not going to mess
bouncing
with me.
off you.
They're going to try, and I'm going to be like not hearing what they're having to say.
We'll see.
All right,
so
let's get in the car.
Let's do it. Next time we talk to you guys, we will be at the Riddle House. Hey guys, I am here in West Palm Beach, right? Yeah, that's
where we are.
Okay, yep. I just want to make sure. At the Riddle House. Right. And I don't want to know too much about it. Before I go in, I'm going to tour the house. Scott's going to narrate it. But I'm with a very special person, and her name is Andrea. Andrea, can you say hi for us?
Good morning. Happy Halloween.
Andrea is a volunteer here at the Riddle House, and she's going to be she's allowing us to come through and see everything, and we're very excited to have her here. So thank you so much for having us, Andrea.
You're quite welcome.
And what do you do here normally?
Normally, I'm the school teacher in the Waxahachie Grove School. Okay. And then when we have our ghost tours, I am the head person here at the Riddle House.
So you know everything about the Riddle House?
Pretty much.
This is cool. Okay. Oh. So we're on the front porch.
I have to say something right now.
All right, go ahead.
I'm actually like freaking out inside.
I have a lot of anxiety.
Do you have a lot of anxiety?
I feel a lot from this house. So we're on the front porch.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot from the house, and I feel like there's just like you were saying, is there haunted house etiquette?
Is there haunted house etiquette?
And I feel like...
Well, let's ask Andrea.
Okay. Yes.
I feel like I have to ask permission to walk in or just at least let them know my purpose and my goal for this, which I will state now. Okay. My purpose and goal for this is to just feel what the house has to say to me. And I almost get emotional saying that because I feel like the house does have a lot to say. And I feel like that I'm very privileged to be able to walk through and pick up energies today. That's my goal.
Great. And my goal is just not to tell too many jokes because usually, I'm the comic relief.
Right.
And I don't want to upset any of these ghosts.
But you do have like it's almost like a syndrome you have when the more anxious you are, the more corny the jokes get.
Yes, because honestly, I'm very nervous right now. Now, I did bring along our assistant, Jenny.
Jenny is here.
Because I felt if we brought her, the ghosts would bug her instead of me.
They totally would. You should. And Jemmy, our producer, is here too.
Yes.
Okay.
She's here too. So but she's just here for the technical stuff.
Yeah, she tells us
I don't want the ghosts to get her.
Just Jenny.
Because then we won't have the podcast episode. Okay.
All right, so let's walk in.
All right.
Let's do this. So you narrate, remember.
All right.
We practiced this. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We're walking into the Riddle House.
Okay.
Through the front door, and we're going to make a left into what seems to be
a
parlor?
Yeah, so right off the bat in this room, I mean, obviously this house is used, quite frequently for historical tours and stuff like this. But in this room, I get layers of energy.
Okay.
And I'm getting like a lot of layers of energy of just people waiting and people being quiet. And I feel like my voice is even too loud for this room.
Okay.
So this room to me feels like it had something to do with remembrance. And obviously just looking at it, it's like a parlor.
It's a parlor,
but it's somewhere like traditionally, because this house was built
1905.
Okay, so this house, it feels like a formal part of the house traditionally, but I do just get this need to be respectful here, and that's what this room's about.
What's freaking me out is it looks like your parents' living room.
It does.
Because they have the pink couch.
Oh my gosh.
They got the paintings that your parents have.
My parents are antique
There's
collectors.
the piano.
Yeah.
There's that creepy doll in the corner. Are you getting anything from that creepy doll?
No. What I'm getting from that is, what's weird? Before I came here last night, I was telling Jenny on the way over, I was having reoccurring almost visitations from somebody, and she was young, and she was wearing like a white cap.
Okay.
And I couldn't sleep last night because I was getting this like constant reoccurring, and even now I feel stressed out about it. And she was wearing a white cap, almost like an Amish person would wear or something like that, but like from the past. So it's like a white, I don't know what they called it, like a hair cap or something. So when I look at that, she was like a young girl.
That's crazy. All right, we're leaving this room because my leg's starting to shake. And we're going down the hallway.
Okay.
No, this is true. And that's
Really?
a credenza. Right here. Wait, hold on. This is a credenza.
Is it?
Right? Credenza? We learned that in that show.
Nobody can see it, remember?
Right.
Right. Okay. So we're looking at old furniture here. Okay. So what's
this? We're going into maybe the kitchen. We're walking into the kitchen.
Okay.
And there's a skeleton.
Well, this place is dressed for Halloween.
Correct.
So, because they are an actively touring location. This room gives me honestly this room does not stress me out so much. I do feel there were a lot of occupants who lived here. It feels very transitional. This room feels very neutral to me. This room does not feel like it has the darkness that I'm getting more up. Like this room feels less stressful to me. And I think it's just because honestly kitchens are a lot of in and out. And also I think because there's a door and there's light and a lot of energy can move through here, there's something where this place just feels cleared out a little bit more energetically. But I just feel like this place had a lot of people living in it at some point. Because I do get like an older woman, and I'm seeing her, and she's a little heavier set, and I feel like she was an occupant here. And for some reason, I'm getting like the clothes look like 40s-ish, because I'm getting like a skirt, but it's high or something. So that's interesting. But it feels like this does not bother. I'm not getting any anxiety from this.
Yeah, and my legs actually are not shaking anymore, and basically this just tells me they probably did a lot of takeout.
Why? I don't get your joke.
They weren't in the kitchen cooking.
Oh, okay.
They did takeout.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense.
All right. Okay.
Are you nervous? Because the jokes.
We're leaving the kitchen.
Jokes are getting cornier.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
All right, we're going to the dining room.
Okay.
Okay. Here we are in the dining room.
As soon as I come in, it's just funny because the place is dressed for Halloween, which just cracks me up. This feels like a meet. Like I feel like there were meetings done here. This does feel like business. I see men. I see business. I wonder if at some point this place was used for business dealings or something like that.
Okay.
Because I'm getting kind of more serious like meetings. I don't know if it was ever like an office for lawyers or something like that. Because I'm getting like details and I'm getting like serious talk and things like of that nature.
Okay.
That's what I get with that.
Did you just touch my ear?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
Oh, gee.
Jenny, are you getting anything?
Little spooky vibes in here.
Just spooky? Has anyone touched you?
No.
Just checking. All right. You're good right now. All right, let's go through the hallway.
Okay.
Back through where the credenza was.
So,
and we're going to go up the stairs.
Does Andrea have to go first? I just want to...
And we're going to go up the stairs here.
Okay.
At the Riddle House. And we have to hold on to the rail.
Okay. These stairs, I feel something right now. It feels like a wall of energy. I want it, like, it's making me emotional.
Okay.
It's like a ton of energy right now. And this is, whew, I wish people could feel what I feel because I'm getting sweaty and I'm getting like major energy. And it's like I start like crying and get nervous when I really channel a lot of dead people. And that's what I'm getting like when I go up this stair. So this staircase, like I just feel like there's a lot of activity happening here. And this is where it kind of starts.
Okay.
But not a lot of people, I mean, I'm sure Andrea will tell us, but I feel like this is the less visited parts of the house.
Okay.
Maybe I'm sure on ghost tours and stuff they do that, but like this is a lot of energy coming up these stairs. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Where do you want to go first?
Okay.
Let's go to the right.
Wait, Jenny got something.
Hold on, Jenny's feeling cold.
It's cold right here.
You feel a cold spot?
I feel a cold spot right in the middle, like right here. In the middle of the...
Well, not to be Debbie Downer, but there is a vent right up there.
Oh.
That's
Jemmy,
that's my job.
Jemmy, the producer.
Jemmy's trying to take my job. Oh my God, we're in the kids' room.
Wait, this?
You're leaving?
No, I just want to like, just because I'm getting...
We're going to the other kids' room.
Okay, no, I want to go back to this one. Okay.
First kids' room.
All right, okay. I almost feel unwelcome here, honestly.
Because you probably are.
Yeah. I feel the need again to state my intention that I'm just here to gather messages. But again, I do not feel 100% welcome in this room. I feel like obvious. Okay, so this room is, you're supposed to narrate.
Yeah, this is the kids' room.
Okay, well, what he's trying to say is there's like a lot of nursery stuff and like children's toys and cribs and things of that nature and a beautiful dollhouse. But I do get that a lot of people lived in this house, and I do feel like there were children here, and obviously, and not just dressed up for children. I do feel like that this was a room, and I do feel there is a woman protecting this room, and I do feel that I'm getting a lighter-haired woman, and I feel like she's watching me, and and I feel like the energy this was her life, taking care of and I get like a boy, like I do get a boy, like a young boy here.
Now, I'm sweating profusely. Is that anything?
Yeah, when you channel, you can start sweating and stuff like that.
I need a shower. All right, let's go to the next room.
It's weird. It's like a weather. Like every room has a different pattern or something.
Okay, where are we going next? All right, we're back in the hallway.
Okay.
Okay, now we're in another room.
It looks like a master kind of.
This could be the master suite. There's no ensuite, though.
Okay. This... It's like did this turn into HD?
This is HD TV version.
So... the house is almost upset with not being used. Like, I feel like it's weird. It's like, I feel like I get a home here, and it was a home for a long time. And I feel like for a long time it wasn't a home, but those people that were of the home still occupy it. And I get this woman, and I get her very strong. She's different than the woman I felt in the kitchen. Okay. This one feels older, like she was here previously to that woman. And I just now this room does not give me bad vibrations or anything like that. It's just giving me more of kind of, I feel like I do feel like a family still occupies this in some sort of way. But I get tragedy, because I get like a woman alone without a husband. So that... So I do feel like there was some tragedy or something sad. But again, really so many people came through here, and so many people. I'm gonna have to, when we do the interview with Andrea, one of my questions is how many families seriously occupied this place? But there is one family, and they feel like original to the house, and they feel very much attached here. Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Okay. How do you feel in here, Scott?
My eye has been caught by this picture that's crooked. Would that be like ghost activity?
Is that your OCD?
Yeah, that's my OCD.
Okay,
let's move on. All right, let's go back into the hallway. And we're going to go to the other side of the upstairs.
Okay.
Just one quick question of you. I'm very curious, because I know nothing about the curation of a home like this, but I'm assuming, and of course we can ask Andrea after if you feel, that a lot of these objects historically accurate, but they might be pulled from different places. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm almost wondering, are you able to differentiate between feeling what the house and all the original stuff is giving off, or maybe there's a book that was brought from somewhere that has an energy with it, and maybe that's what you're feeling, and it clouds it a little bit?
It could, yeah. I mean, I get, like, especially in back to the nursery, I don't, like, it feels like a lot of hodgepodge going on in there. So a lot of different items that want to reflect, like, this was a children's room. However, I do feel this woman protecting that room. So that's, like, separate from that. So, like, there is a hodgepodge of lots of different energies, but yeah. And it's true. I grew up in a house with my parents were antique collectors. So, like, I kind of understand, like, that energy. Antiques do have an energy, but there's it's almost like an oppressive somebody else going on here, which feels bigger than the individual objects. Interesting. It's crazy.
All right, we're moving on, and we're going to another bedroom.
Right. Okay. This one.
This might be the master.
Maybe this one was the master. Yeah. I don't know. They're kind of the same size. This
it's a nice
one,
chamber pot.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah.
When I look at this room, and when I step into it, a big feeling that I get here is a sense of, this is hard to explain because they'll give me energy, but I have to put it into words, waiting. And I feel like there is, above me, I'm getting pulled really strong to what's above us, and I feel like it trickles down into this room. This room, I don't know if they just don't use it a lot or something like that, but I feel like there's, like, if you spent the night in this room, I feel like you would not be alone. Like, I definitely feel like there's a lot going on here because the energy does not feel stirred or moved or anything. It's almost like the person that was here didn't know what to do with that person, and so I'm kind of getting kind of like a very stale energy here. Like, it has not been. I feel like people try to steer clear of this area.
That's probably smart. It's warmer in this room than any other room. Is it true?
I don't know. I don't feel that.
I am an absolute puddle of sweat.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Okay, we're going back into the hallway. And we're going into, like, seems to be like a sewing room.
So that's...
Oh, wait, before that.
Okay, we're looking at a door.
To the attic.
Yeah, and we're not... They lock it, and you don't go up there. And before we came here, Yeah,
there was a story of a guy named Joe.
Yeah.
Who hung himself in the attic of the Riddle House.
Yes.
He was in financial troubles.
Right.
And here we are in front of that door.
Right, and we're in front of the door. And I feel like this is the most similar I get to even the staircase. Kind of a feeling of, like, nope. Like that. So, like, a huge energy wall, and I feel like there is a reason why they lock the door, and there is a reason why you don't go up here. Because I feel like if you went up there, and a lot of people went up there, and a lot of things, if they had people and energy in there, it would actually disturb the house way more than it already gets disturbed.
Okay.
So I feel like if they know, like, that he's very, this is my space, and the people who run this place, they're very respectful of that.
Right.
And I feel like he understands that about them, and they understand that about him. So there's, like, a compromise being put down.
So does he leave the attic?
It's weird because the same energy I get looking at this door, I kind of got before I walked up the stairs.
Right.
So, like, it feels like a similar, like, but this feels like way more like, no.
Don't go in there.
Yeah.
I wonder if Andrea's ever been in there. We'll ask her.
We'll ask her.
Okay.
Oh, this is cute. So they have, like, this little side room that they made into, like, a little sewing room for purposes. I mean, I'm sure this was used for many purposes over the years. And like we said, the house is dressed like, it's very period and it reflects all the different styles and whatnot. This room just, I mean, honestly, just the door and the attic, like, stress me out so much that's like all the energy I get off of that. But what's interesting, when I look out the windows,
okay,
and I realize this house was moved. It wasn't originally here. Like, I do know that, but it's weird because every time I look out the window, it's like the house, and it's weird that the house has, like, a vibe like this, but every house does, but it's almost like the house is almost upset that the view is not the same. The view is not the same. And I also get this feeling that they twisted it. So, like, I'm really bad with north, south, east, and west and all that.
Yeah.
But I feel like they twisted it to face a different direction when they moved it, and the house isn't cool with that or something.
Okay.
So I get, like, a directional change that might... I have to ask Andrea about that because, like,
okay.
I want to know, like, if they paid attention to how they laid it down Like, because I feel like the directional thing, like, upsets the energy or something.
That's crazy.
Okay.
All right. I mean, I know there's something going on here because my elbow is sweating.
That you are. Yeah,
I've never.
You are. He is like a.
Yeah, I never had my elbow sweat.
Oh my gosh.
So.
I'm sweaty. I get sweaty when I do mediumship readings, so like that's like a thing.
All right, so we're gonna.
All right, so we got to
get out of this house.
Let's go down. Let's talk to Andrea.
Yeah, before something.
Okay.
Really bad happens.
Everybody, hold on. But you know what? I like leaving this house. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right, Jenny, you can stay. I'm going.
Jenny. Andrea, thank you again for letting us like come in and see and sense it. I feel like overwhelmingly, and you know what? When I saw you, when you like walked over to us, I got chills from you because like I feel like you're just very absorbent as a person, you know. So my first question is like, can you give us a brief history of this house?
Yes, the house is over 100 years old.
Okay,
and it was originally the gatekeeper's house at Woodlawn Cemetery.
Okay. Wow.
So what you were probably feeling in there, sometimes they did have like funerals in there.
In the front room, that parlor?
In the parlor, yes. Okay. Then after the gatekeeper, there was, I think, one other family that moved in there before Mr. Riddle.
Okay.
And then Mr. Riddle lived in the house from 1920 to 1923.
Okay.
And in the dining room, there is a piece of furniture that is original to the house.
Wow.
That he made out of baby cribs.
Oh, my gosh.
And the rest of the items have been donated.
Mm-hmm.
There's some china in the dining room that this lady by the name of Mary came along with the china.
Okay.
So sometimes you can be sitting in the kitchen and the little bell will ring over the door.
Oh my gosh.
Which I have experienced several times.
Have you?
And she isn't a mean spirit.
Right.
She's just kind of playful.
And does she hang out in the kitchen kind of
Yes.
area? What year was that around?
That I have no idea.
Okay. Because I was feeling a woman in there.
Yes.
And she felt fine. Like that. Like just... So that's interesting.
Yes.
And I don't know what she looked like. You don't know what she looked like or anything?
No.
I was getting an image. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Then
I was very interested in that. Okay.
Then upstairs, we had a little boy, and we're not sure of his name.
Okay.
I have been told several different names.
Right.
And the last tour that was here for the ghost tours, we asked the little boy what his name was, and he said Stephen.
Wow.
And then we asked if there were any more children with him, and he said yes.
Yeah.
Another little boy named Josh and a little girl named Madison.
Oh, wow.
And we asked how old the little girl was. And,
Yes.
I think he said 8 years old.
Wow. Okay.
And Stephen fell out the window.
Oh my
we asked
God.
if he fell out the window, and he said no, pushed.
Oh, my gosh.
And so we asked, we figured, that was just the children playing and goofing around in this room, and that's how he probably fell out.
Wow.
It wasn't malicious.
Yeah.
Then we come to Joseph. He's the gentleman upstairs. Supposedly his name is Joseph.
Okay.
And he supposedly worked for Mr. Riddle.
Okay.
And he was accused of embezzling money. And he kept proclaiming his innocence.
Right.
And no one believed him.
Mm-hmm.
So it got to the point where Joseph felt that he couldn't go on, and he hung himself in the attic.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, I have had several encounters with Joseph. None were mean or vicious.
Okay.
He likes women. He's
Okay.
not too fond of men.
Oh.
The last time we had the paranormals here,
Yeah.
they asked him if he had a crush on me. And he said, no, I love her.
Oh, that's sweet.
Then they asked him, if someone could stay here and we all left, what person would you want to be here?
Okay.
And he said, Andrea.
Oh, my gosh. Great.
So by then I was ready to head for the stairs.
Yeah, I think we're done now.
But it just seems like he connects with me here.
Yeah. You're very, we just met. But maybe because, you're the type of person you make people feel comfortable. That's just you.
Well, it's funny you said that because I asked the head lady that does the paranormal here, I said, why are these spirits contacting me?
Yeah.
And she said, because you're receptive.
Yeah.
And then they asked Joseph again a question. He said, why do you love her? And he said, because she's kind and giving.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So, of course, I couldn't go down the stairs then.
Oh, my gosh. So, you and Joseph. So, has there been experiences on the stairs? I'm wondering, just because, the stairs were so stressful for me to walk up.
Yes.
Okay.
We have had workmen here, men.
Okay, yeah.
And Joseph has gotten a little rough with them.
Wow.
And so they had a board thrown at them.
Stop.
And so that's what you get on those stairs.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, because I felt like I had to keep, reassuring the energy. I am not here to upset what you got going on. That felt like a thing I had to keep doing. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. What's the strangest report of activity? Do you think that you've...
The strangest?
Yeah, that you've heard
We have seen, I have seen, and some of the other people have seen a shadow in that attic window.
Oh, wow.
Several times.
Okay.
We've seen orbs outside.
Yes.
In the yard.
Yeah.
That's about it, other than Joseph wanting to meet me.
Yeah. And was there, just because I felt when I walked into that child's room, such a strong protective energy from another woman.
I'm not sure who the woman would be, but I have had my picture taken in that room.
Yeah.
And then there has been something standing beside me.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
And we have that on camera.
Oh, my gosh.
And then there was one other time that a lady was here with her son, and he had his arm out like this, and she took a picture, and there was something standing there beside him, and he had his arm around that spirit.
Wow.
And she kept taking pictures.
Yes.
And she looked at his foot, and his shoe was untied. So it was just, it must have been Stephen playing around.
Yeah, just playing.
Yeah.
And I'm not joking when I said I couldn't sleep last night because I kept feeling this little girl visiting me. And I realized the house was built in 1905, but I think the biggest feature I kept feeling from this girl or seeing was she was wearing I don't know what you call them, a hair cap or something like that.
Like
you know
a
what I'm
sleeping
talking
cap.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, and she did look like a young girl. So I don't know if that's the other girl or something like that.
It could have been Madison,
but
because that's the only girl child that I know of in the house.
If I could draw, I could draw her. You know what I mean? I saw her so clearly, and and it was a kind feeling. But I feel like overall with this house, what do you think it has to say to people? What do you think its messages?
Well, Joseph doesn't want the men here.
Yeah.
Because he could not prove that he was innocent, and it was the men that drove him to hang himself.
Wow.
So he is not fond of men.
Not fond of men.
So we have a deputy sheriff that comes out here with a work crew. He will get to the bricks, and that's as far as he'll go.
Really, he feels it that strong. Yeah, I feel it. I felt as long as I said, stated my purpose, I was gonna be okay.
Exactly.
And then lastly, I don't know, what is the house a different direction than it was originally?
That I don't know.
Okay. It is the weirdest feeling that I was getting looking out the windows. Obviously, it was more than just a relocation. It's facing the wrong way.
It might be.
So it felt odd to me, and I don't know what it is about houses, but it felt like it didn't like to be flipped or flipped on an axis or something like that. So that's just interesting. Now I want to go research that. Andrea, thank you so much for taking your Sunday and giving us this time and your wisdom. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right, so we just had this incredible interview with Andrea.
Yes.
And she told us before we leave, we have to go see this church and a pineapple house.
Right.
So right now, we're at the Red Level Baptist Church. It was built in 1893.
Again, it was moved here, apparently. I don't know from where. I don't know anything about anything.
All right.
We're just walking. The first thing I get, though, around the house itself is the church itself is a feeling like I don't feel like it wanted to be moved. I mean, the thing is, it probably was going to get demolitioned or something, and it had to be moved, and they saved it, so it was kind to move it. But honestly, I get this feeling like it wanted to stay near its parishioners, and I feel like those were the, not to be all corny, cliche Halloween episode, but the dead people in the cemetery. I feel like it left them, and it didn't want to.
Let's go.
All right,
you open the door because
okay.
My hands are so sweaty that I'll probably slip.
Oh, it's air conditioned in here,
Oh,
Scott,
thank
so you
God.
shouldn't be too sweaty.
That's great.
Okay.
All right, we're in the church.
Whew, all right. So now you might hear an echo because it's a beautiful old church.
And we have all these, everything is made out of wood.
Everything, it's completely what you would expect
Yes.
from a church from the 1800s.
And there's 8 windows.
You counted that quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so on the energy I get in here, like with this, I feel like I get a man. And I feel like he's the caretaker, and I feel like he's the type, like, he wants to tell me all about the place. Okay. He feels like really friendly. He feels like here, let me give you a tour. Let me tell you. Let me talk to you. He feels like a talker. Mm-hmm. He feels very friendly. I get like a bald guy. He like shorter stature, and he feels like he feels like he is giving tours himself of this place. I do feel like he screws with the electricity. I feel like he messes with.
Is he here right now?
Yeah, I feel him because I feel like he wants me. I feel like he wants to show me things, but there's a gate. Like I can't walk past the gate. But I feel like he wants to show me certain things in the building. But I feel like the building itself, like it left its parish, and I do feel like that. It's like almost like a feeling of sadness or lack. But the guy that's here, he feels just very kind and cheerful. That's cool. This guy's like a good energy.
Do you see the guy in the corner that's offering communion?
Oh my gosh, Scott. Does that happen in a Baptist church?
I don't know.
We're not Baptist. I don't know.
We'll have to ask one of our followers.
But are you seeing that person, Scott?
No, but if I were, it was more of a hypothetical.
I do. I think like with it gives me a friendly feeling. I feel like that's church.
Let's go.
Let's talk to Andrea about it.
Okay.
All right.
What would you like to know?
So what's the obviously this wasn't built and it moved or whatever.
Right.
Where is it from?
It's from the other coast, just north of Crystal River.
Wow, they moved it that far. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's amazing.
They took it down board by board.
Oh my gosh.
And put it on a flatbed truck.
Yeah.
And moved it here.
Wow.
And put it back together like a puzzle. And when they built the new church, a rancher bought this church and put it out in the middle of his field and stored hay and feed in it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. There's been spirits in here. Okay. And so we asked if there was anybody here. And a man came over and he said yes. And they asked his name.
Right.
And he said David.
Okay.
And then they asked, do you go to church here?
Right.
And he laughed quite heartedly.
Right.
And said, no, this is a feed. They store feed and hay in here. So then that was the end of that.
Okay.
Are you less sweaty here, though?
No, actually, I'm still sweaty.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's get out of here.
This place isn't good for you.
All right, so we're going to go over to the Pineapple House. And so far, I think we've been pretty good. Like, I'm not dead yet, so that's good. I'm alive.
Nobody attacked us.
The only thing is...
all the things we were scared of.
I see Jemmy. She looks like she is fine. Jemmy, you fine?
I'm doing good so far. I'm all right. Yeah.
The problem is...
Yeah.
I don't know where Jenny is.
Jenny. We lost her.
I think we lost Jenny.
They took her.
We lost our assistant.
Oh, she's still here. Oh, it's okay.
She's here. All right. Andrea said she's not going up the stairs to the Pineapple House. So we're in this alone.
Yeah. Interesting tidbit. So this is Yesteryear Village, and we'll talk and walk here.
Yeah, we're going to the house.
As we're going up, and we don't. It's called the Pineapple House. Like, I don't really know what that means.
Well, they have a big pineapple on the front door.
So it's good because I like to go in fresh. But like, what's interesting is,
I think we're going the wrong way.
Is this the right? Oh yeah, we're going the wrong way.
Let's go up the stairs.
Okay. What's interesting is we were here. I was here with my 10-year-old. Well, 2 years ago. I was like, she was 8, and she had a total freak out in this house because like you would walk through and stuff. Because she's very sensitive to energy, and I didn't even think of anything of it at the time because there were so many people around, and I'm so good at like shutting stuff out.
All right, we're going in the house.
Right.
Ooh, this is pineapple-y.
Okay. I see why Andrea doesn't want to walk in here.
Okay, why?
Again, I get chills all the way down my spine walking in. It's kind of like that's my own tell when a place has its own vibration or its own energies. Like I feel chills, and if you guys listening, you might have this too. Like they start different ways. Like sometimes they start from your center and they move out. This one started from the back of my head and moved down. And it's hard. It is hard for me to breathe in here. And I feel like there was a lot of people here that didn't want to be here.
Okay.
And I feel like there was a lot, so I don't know if there was like some sort of labor issue or something that was going on that was not supposed to be happening.
Something.
That wasn't right or something like that. Because I do get people being here that didn't want to be here. I do get conditions not being happy for people here.
Yeah.
I do get this feeling of just, so it feels like a work, it
must be. They must have done something with pineapples, of
here,
course, not pears or apples.
I do get this weird thing with like people not wanting to be here, being forced to be here.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what that is, but it feels like it's
no. There's something crazy going on here. I feel like I'm gonna puke.
Do you really?
Yeah. Feel my face.
He's like
dripping sweat.
And that's how Bree was when she was here. She ran out, like she freaked out, and everybody was looking at us. I just feel stuck and like I can't breathe and my throat hurts and like people don't want to be here.
This is great. I don't have to work out anymore. I could just come to the pineapple house.
I don't even feel right making jokes in here.
We shouldn't.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get the heck out.
Let's find out what happened in this house because I'm getting like forced labor. That's kind of what I get.
That's what I'm getting.
And I realize it's like past the time, I guess, of slavery, but like at the same time, I do feel forced labor.
Well, let's ask this guy here.
It's a mannequin, Scott.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's okay. You tried.
Yeah.
Good interviewing.
Thanks.
So, Andrea, when I noticed in that house, just my own feeling was that people didn't want to be there, like a forced type feeling. And I still am having a hard time catching my breath. Mm-hmm. And it makes me sad because it felt like they didn't want to be there. They were taken from places and stuck there and things like that. So what's the history with that house?
What it was is the slaves brought their children.
Wow.
And they locked them in there because they couldn't go out in the fields to do the pineapples. And several children perished in there.
From like heat and oh my God.
From the heat. So sometimes we hear sometimes we hear children outside laughing and playing. And the same with the school and the Riddle House. And plus there's another man in there.
Yeah, he feels like a labor man. Like he was in charge.
A soldier.
Yeah, and he feels like he had no heart. And like I couldn't breathe in there. Mm-hmm. And like he was freaking out. Somebody needs to like bless. Has anybody blessed that place or anything?
Not that I'm aware of.
It's like I want to like go in with my holy water, or you know what I mean, and just kind of release anybody that feels.
There's also a spot in there.
Yeah,
that is a blood spot.
Oh my gosh!
And they keep sanding it and refinishing that spot, and it keeps coming back.
Is it from a head injury? Do you know?
No, I think it's from the Union soldier that was killed there.
There was a Union soldier killed there. Mm-hmm. How old is that building?
It was built in the 1900s.
Okay, but
it was used in the 1900s.
Right.
So supposedly it was a soldier that died in there. And
oh my gosh.
And then there's another man that comes in there that sits in a corner that's very mean.
Yeah.
We've had children come to that front door and stop dead in their tracks.
My daughter, I told it in there so you didn't hear it. We were here for just, because they do a trick-or-treat line through there, like for Yesteryear Village. We were in the middle of the line, kind of stuck, waiting for other kids to get their candy. And my 8-year-old at the time had the biggest panic attack I've ever seen her have. Like, she freaked out. And the rest of it, like, ruined our whole experience here because she was like, I don't like that house. I don't want to go back into that house. I don't want to. And, like, even to this day, she didn't want to come to Spookier Village this year because of that house, which isn't, like, the best promo, I think, for Spookyville.
I definitely believe it.
Yeah.
It's just, it's evil.
Well, I guess I owe her an apology because I was all mad because, we spent all the money to go and she would go trick-or-treating. Well, so
now you know why.
Now I know why.
You feel bad, don't you?
I feel terrible.
You need to buy something at Target.
Oh,
I'm probably going to...
Yes.
Yes.
Several things.
Yes.
She's probably going to get a Robux gift card.
That's what she likes. Andrea, thank you again.
You're welcome.
And just, again, Andrea wouldn't even walk in there. That's how it is. We appreciate you so much. Where can people find out more about what you do and what there is to do here?
We are open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And if that's from 10 to 4. Mm-hmm. And that you get the history of the village and of the buildings, of course. Then the first Friday of every month, except December and January, because that's when we have the fair.
Right.
We do have ghost tours.
That would be interesting.
And you go online and look up the ghost tour for that. And that's how you buy your tickets is online.
And we're at Yesteryear Village.
Yes.
Yes, in the South Florida Fairgrounds.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, so that was unbelievable.
That was amazing, and
I'm glad we're going to get out of here unscathed. There's only 2 questions left.
Yeah?
1, where's Jenny?
Where's Jenny?
And 2, where are we going to breakfast?
Oh, my gosh.
That's the big
I think today's
big
the
question.
day for the pancake house.
It could be.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. We're back home. It's actually been several hours because Scott had some reaction. Like, Scott, you had a reaction.
I did. I got home.
Yeah,
and
we're not joking. Like, usually
No.
Scott's funny. Like, this is for real.
No, I was like exhausted. Mm-hmm. I mean, first of all, I had sweated so much there. I don't know if you heard when we were upstairs in the sewing room, but my elbow was sweating.
Yeah, you were
Is that even possible?
You look like you took a shower. Like, your hair was so gross. Honestly, like, we have pictures, and we're going to show you guys all the pictures. And we caught some really crazy stuff on camera.
Yeah.
But I think one of the crazier things we caught was how humidity hit our hair. Because, like, between the two of us, like, we both had some, like, major hair issues. But, you were seriously covered.
Yeah, I was exhausted.
In sweat.
And it was weird. This was really weird. And, look, you don't have to believe me, whatever. I went to go post a picture of the Riddle House in my story. I just learned how to do stories, by the way. And as I was putting it up, writing the Riddle House, my neck it was like a huge pain in my neck.
So he's sitting, because we have a chair in our bedroom, and I'm laying on the bed just like watching TV, and Scott's sitting on the chair, and he's like, ow, and I'm like, what? And he's like, what? So what did you feel exactly?
I can't even describe it. Like there was just like this pain in my neck, and I know the guy Joseph.
Yeah,
he died
he hung himself. And Scott freaked out. Scott has like this look on his face when he freaks out. He looks like a child. And I just ran over because like I don't deal with that crap. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. Like I brought my I always me and Megan Edmonds talked about this. Like you have to go to your home religion when things get really bad. And Jewish Scotty got the Catholic treatment. You got
Megan's
holy
Catholic
watered.
Too?
Yeah. You got holy watered. You're wearing a St. Christopher medal now. I'm making you wear a St. Christopher medal.
Yeah, I mean, I got the whole 9 yards. I got water sprayed on my head.
I said a decade of the rosary over you.
Like John the Baptist, pretty much. Is he part of this whole thing?
Sure.
Yeah, Mother Mary.
I Catholicked you all over the place. Mary got involved.
Let it be.
Because that's the thing. Like, I work in the light. And so that was like my big hesitation to doing something like this. And that's why, like, when you listen to me, I really wanted to make my intention very clear going into the house. It was just to speak whatever the messages were. But that energy was there was darkness in that house. And more than anything, for me, more than even the Riddle House, because that guy, like that Joe guy, he just felt like he lived there. And my message from him overall was just, I do what I do, you do what you do, and we'll be cool.
Yeah.
But like that pineapple house,
that was spooky.
That's what did me in. And I'm glad we waited to the last.
Yeah.
And then when Andrea cleared it up that a bunch of children suffocated to death in there, like we couldn't breathe when we were in there.
No.
And we're going to show you some pictures because Jenny took 2 photos from the same angle, like when you can shoot in bursts. Mm-hmm. So she did it like one of those. So it's the same shot. And in the corner of one photo is something. And it's not her finger. It's something. And we'll post that because there was so much going on in that house. And like we said, like we came home and we told our daughter, like, hey, listen, like there's a reason why you freaked out 2 years ago in that house in Spookyville. Yeah.
Yeah, she freaked out.
Yeah. So
and it was weird because I asked her this morning. Mm-hmm. I mean, sorry, not this morning when we got back. I asked her and I said like, what was going on in there? And she said like she felt like 2 energies like beside her, but there was nobody there.
Oh, I didn't hear you ask her that.
Yeah, I asked her when we got back.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
But nobody was there.
I
just remember at the time I was focused on her anxiety. Like, as a mother, I was like, she was having like a panic attack. And I'm like, oh my God, my kid's having a panic. Like, that's what I was focused on. Like, Bree having a panic attack.
Yeah.
But Bree has done that. Like, when we went on the USS Sullivan, we went, which is a naval ship that's listed as haunted in Buffalo. And she freaked out on that the same way. And she freaked out, and she reminded me the lighthouse. Remember the lighthouse?
Yep.
And where were we?
Oh,
Daytona Beach. She freaked out in a lighthouse. And she knew the guy's name, and then we looked it up, and that was the guy, the keeper of the lighthouse. So Bree just really reacts to stuff.
Yeah, and it's weird because she always is the one that wants to go on these things.
She always wants to go, but she didn't want to go today.
No,
because we were like, "Hey, you want to come?" And she was like,
"Yeah,
no thanks. I never want to go back there again."
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a very intense experience, and I'm glad I did it, and it was interesting. And the people that work there have a true affection for the place, which I admire. They're definitely memory keepers, and I feel like the energies in that place respect that.
Yeah, and Andrea was fantastic.
She was amazing. You say Andrea, I say Andrea. Have you noticed that?
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Long Island versus Buffalo.
Anyhow, let's go to some frequently asked questions.
Okay.
We put up a post on the Mystic Michaela Spiritual Family page about all things haunted.
Yes.
And here are some of the questions.
Bring them out.
From that page. Okay.
Let's do it.
So Colleen asks, how can you tell if spirits who are still there or are kind or not? So how can you tell if spirits that are there,
if they're good or
if
not?
they're good or bad? Yeah.
So just like to go back to the riddle house, like when I was in that kitchen, I felt an energy there, but it felt very neutral. It felt like a woman, and then Andrea said that she's felt that too, and there's some energy there that is a woman's energy, and neutral, and it just felt like, hey, just do my thing, kitchen, kind of like when you'd walk into anybody's kitchen, like, hey, what do you want to eat, like it's just very chill.
Yeah.
But when we were standing in front of that attic door, and when we were going up to the stairs, that didn't feel so good. That felt more cautious, like I'm watching you. And in that child's room that I felt like I wasn't exactly welcome in, that Andrea said, yes, the boy did die in there. I just felt like, it was like a more negative energy. But I mean, there was a lot of turmoil in that house. I feel like just like you can tell if a person is kind or not, you can tell if an energy in a house is kind or not.
Now it seems like for you it's pretty easy to tell that.
Can't you tell if a person's nice or not?
Yes, of course.
It's the same thing.
No, that I can. Of course I can tell.
Okay.
But when I was in the house, I could not tell.
But you were like sweating.
Yeah, but I didn't know if that meant they were good or bad.
All right. So thank you for clarifying that, because I feel like some people don't. I try to put words to my feelings now. That is something that I've learned over my years of understanding my gifts.
Right.
But like if I had to go backwards, it would be more like Brianna. Like I would have a fit. Or I remember once when I was young, I fainted, like stuff like that.
Okay.
Like physical reactions.
Okay. Not
a good thing.
Okay. So, I mean, everyone isn't going to be able to tell. Is that what you're saying?
I think you can tell.
Yeah, my neck's hurting.
My neck's hurting too.
Right over here, my neck's hurting.
Guys, we're not even making this up. Like, I just had a spasm. See, I feel like moving on from this question.
Okay.
Whew, damn.
Yeah, let's move on.
No, I'm serious.
No, I am not making this up either.
No, I'm not.
All right, keep going.
Okay.
All right.
This is weird.
Sabrina, are you? Okay. Let's go on to the next one. All right, Colleen, you had another question.
All right, Colleen, we got to move on.
All right. Sabrina asked.
Jesus. Well, I'm not making this up, you guys.
No, either am I. I have a spasm in my neck right here.
I just kind of want to even finish up. So
yeah, let's
go. Okay.
All right. Are spirits attached to houses or the people who live there?
The houses. I actually read a lot of people, and I'll get energies in the house. And honestly, 9.5 times out of 10, they're friendly.
Yeah.
It's like usually like the builder of the house who's just kind of attached to it. It's just like they know they can go to the light. They just kind of choose to spend more time at the place that they had a lot of like attachment to and love with. It's not like Beetlejuice where you're stuck there, okay? Like, because that's like what I always think of when I think of like, oh my God, are they stuck there or whatever? Like, it's a choice that they make. Like, they had really good memories somewhere and they like it. And they kind of also like when people move in that kind of respect the space the way they respected the space. So like, what was the question? Oh yeah, they're attached to the houses.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Kayla asks, what is a ghost? Are they souls that have not reincarnated? Are they stuck?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, I shared this story on my Instagram. My parents live in a house where unfortunately, a young man killed himself in the basement, and he hangs out in the basement. And my sister actually sees dead people, like literally sees them. Like I don't see them like I see people, like you right now. Okay. But my sister does, and I see them in my mind's eye. But we were comparing notes last time I was there, and like we see the same person down there, and it's almost like he's just like, just leave me alone. I just want to be here right now. So is he stuck? No, he'll choose to go when he wants to. So I feel like they have not yet chosen to take that next step to do whatever the mysterious things we do when we pass through the veil.
All right, here's a real interesting one.
Okay.
Derek asks, which movie do you like better, Ghostbusters or Beetlejuice?
Ghostbusters. The new one with the girls.
The new one with the girls.
I like that. That was a funny one.
I'm going to say Beetlejuice.
Really?
Yeah. Because the original Ghostbusters, I don't know
if you're going to say it.
I'm going to say it right here, and this might be as controversial.
You don't go against
as the Beatles.
80s. You don't go against the 80s. You never go against the 80s.
But I rewatched it.
Yeah.
Not all of it, but I don't know if it stood the test of time.
Yeah, it's
and I might get some hate mail for this. I might get some hate DMs.
I don't know. Like usually you don't go against the 80s, so I'm a little shocked.
I know.
But did you like the new Ghostbusters movie? I liked it. I thought it was so funny. I thought it was okay. Really? Oh my gosh.
But then I watched the old one again.
It's so funny.
And it just wasn't that good.
It jumped the shark. You can say it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It jumped the shark?
It totally jumped the shark.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It was good then.
Stands the test of time.
You know what it was like when I went to rewatch it? I'm like, oh man, this movie's going to be amazing.
Probably because you thought you were 8 still. Right. You know, and like you're not.
I know.
You know, like kids like that.
It just wasn't that good anymore.
I'm sorry, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Murray was still good. Don't get me wrong.
He's always good.
Yeah, he's always good. Even like Gremlins, we were watching that.
Oh my God,
with the kids.
Nobody cared.
That also,
nobody cared. Sad. Jaws still good.
Yeah, Teen Wolf though.
No.
Still one of that one I love.
No.
I love Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf, I don't get it. How do they all just accept he's a wolf? What is that?
Now, almost on any given day that I go to work, there might be a Teen Wolf soundtrack song playing in the car.
You seriously do
Seriously.
that?
I just told you that.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Next one.
Maria asks, is there anything that can be done to help a ghost leave a house? Mm-hmm. And if you move out, can the ghost follow you?
The ghost shouldn't follow you. That's not good.
Apparently it can, though.
Yeah, well, no. I'm saging this whole place after this. I got a new sage stick. I'm going all out. But is there anything that can be done to help a ghost leave the house? You know, it depends. Like, if you feel like there's something in the house, there's nothing wrong with like lighting a candle and saying a prayer and saying, you know, you have passed and you need to go to the light. True story. My mom's a psychic too, and I mean, we've lived in old houses my whole life, so feeling like energy attached to a house is actually not abnormal for me. But once I was passing her room and I heard a little, I was like at 21, okay? So like I heard a child giggle. Well, there was no children in the house. I've told you the story, Scott.
Yeah.
There was no children in the house. And I'm like, Mom. And I'm like, and the TV wasn't on, like nothing. I'm like, I just literally passed a corner of the house and heard a child giggle. Like for real, like it sounded like an authentic, real, like cute giggle. And I wasn't scared. I was just like, okay, heard that. And she said, oh, yeah, well, I have a reading with a reading coming up today with a woman who lost her child. So the child's just coming to say hi. And like, you know, she said, you know, what she would do after readings, and I do this too, is you light a candle and you say, you know, you have to go to the light. You have to go to God's light. And just, so you can do that if you feel like something's in the house with you. But sometimes they just want to hang out, you know, usually, like I said, like, it's not that big a deal, you know. If they're around, usually they're like friendly, protective little buddies that live in the house with you.
Okay.
But they should not follow you. That's very bad.
Oh. Now, you know what? After this whole experience today, you know, I'm going to say, you know, I think I want to be like one of these Travel Channel guys that follows these ghosts around.
I think that...
You think that's a good idea?
No. I think that you'd be too sweaty.
Well, like I said, really when I was in the Pineapple House, then I wouldn't have to go on the treadmill.
That's right.
I could just go to these haunted houses.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it'd be cool, though. Like, you know, we could make that like part of the business now. We go into ghost houses. Like if you have a haunted house, we come in.
Quite a while.
And we help you out.
I know that I'm done with this for quite a while.
Okay.
Because
you can't handle the energy.
I can't handle the energy, and especially the pineapple house. Like with like that screwed me up. And then you know what? Like logically, I was like, but I'm so. I don't know, these things. And I'm like, oh my God, but slavery was over. Why does it feel like forced labor? And like, it took a little mini history lesson to be like, people still were forced to work a certain way back then, even though it wasn't called that.
Right.
And, but it was just, it was just so oppressive and so stressful. I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore.
Okay.
So. No.
All right. Well.
But we did it.
I know.
And I don't want to be all negative about it.
But if someone has a real haunted house.
Yeah, I don't do house cleansings.
Let us know.
But no, I don't do that.
I might be able to convince her, guys.
No, I'm not doing. No,
I might be able to convince her.
You won't convince me. I don't do house cleansings.
I'm going to try to convince her.
I've never done house cleansings. I don't do them.
DM me.
Okay. I'm gonna make you go.
All right. We also want to thank Kandi.
So Kandi is one of my loving, wonderful clients, and she wanted to sponsor this Halloween episode. And she lives in California. And she does have a family business, Nino, Carvalho Farms, and egg spraying. And she's so cute because her husband is very super, she calls it old school green. And they grow almonds and they have an agricultural spraying business. And she's like, I don't know how to make that catchy.
Either do I.
But he loves it, because he's green and this just makes him so happy.
Okay.
And they have this loving, awesome business, and they're just like the best little couple. And I love reading for her. And she just wanted to sponsor an episode because she likes the podcast and she loves what we do, and she wants other people to, be touched by it. So this is in honor of Kandi. So thank you, Kandi, for sponsoring this episode today. So let's close up.
Let's close it up. I gotta hit the shower
again. Oh my God.
I'm gonna use soap this time.
Ew.
Yeah. First time I did. I'm kidding. Of course.
Are you?
Well, you don't know.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We always appreciate your comments, your own stories about these types of things. We appreciate reviews left on the podcast. We appreciate everybody from Mystic Michaela Spiritual Family always supporting us and supporting one another. And it's a true family. And we love you guys. You take care.
Bye-bye.